There's a scar above my left eye from the time I bled all over the kitchen floor. I needed stitches after that row. And my right eardrum has healed since the time it punctured from a slap to the head. But those are the least of my wounds. I got out alive, but my mental has never quite recovered. See, I can't name names, but they weren't strangers on the street. The hands that bruised me were meant to welcome me, protect me, adore me. The lips I thought would move to speak up for me, bullied me, shamed me into silence, worried about a reputation. I won't name names, but the eyes I looked to for kindness looked away, looked on, waiting for the discomfort to dissipate, claiming neutrality, careful not to rock the boat, complicit as fuck. There were many nights I saw death beckon to me as I said my quiet goodbyes. High on a cocktail of pain and despair, I wanted out. I wanted peace. But each morning after, I awakened, heart beating strong, insisting I stay. I run my fingers over my scars from time to time. Making peace with them is a daily process. I honor them. I make space for the hurt that comes with them. I honor the courage of the ones brave enough to name names. I honor the ones that didn't survive their ordeals. Sleep well, my sisters.
Stop talking. Shut up. It's not time to say that. It's not your place to say that. Just keep quiet. Who is telling you to say it like that? Why are you saying it like that? This is not the right time to say that. You have no right to say that. You have no right to think that. Who said that you can think like that? Where did you get that idea from? I am so sick of the stopping. I am so sick of the inability to question. I am so sick of the assumption that I cannot make my own evaluations. I cannot formulate my own thoughts, that I am not intelligent enough to process things, that I do not have the curiosity to try and find out things that are beyond what is in this little world that you think that is my world. But most of all, I am sick and tired of this status quo. It's time that things changed, because my world, my thoughts are not as small as you think they are.
There are so many questions. I feel there is cloudiness in the air over leadership in Papua New Guinea. One contentious is women in leadership. We ask the questions, why women leadership in PNG? What is women in leadership? Who makes women in leadership? And how do we make women in leadership? These are important and critical questions, and so I will use metaphor in describing or answering these questions. Leadership is like a flower garden that is watered, pruned, and cared for every day. The result is a garden that produces beautiful flowers that symbolizes good leadership. Each flower species symbolizes a trait of leadership: good governance, confidence, selfless, people centered, caring, and the list goes on. These traits of leadership are associated with different leaders. Every man and woman leader bring different leadership traits and qualities that make up the beautiful garden. A beautiful garden must have different species of flowers to make it attractive. However, not all is beautiful in the garden. There are also weeds and thorns that symbolizes our norms, traditions, and negative perception that clouds people's views and mindsets. The weeds and thorn must be removed by weeding. This symbolizes our education system and awareness on good governance, equality, accountability, and so on. Then our beautiful garden will blossom to its fullest with minimal threat. The result is an attractive garden of flowers of beautiful species that symbolizes traits of leadership that both men and women leaders bring. Different flower species are women's traits as well: caring, loving, good managers, smart, talented, team players, and more. Women are more than capable to bring these traits and more to complement men, to add value and contribute to leadership and more. When the garden has the mixture of various species of flowers, the result is a beautiful flower garden. Women should not be seen as women, but as capable leaders just like men. Different species of flowers are grown everywhere, and they have blossomed to their fullest when attention is given. Women have performed in different spaces and can perform also in the political arena if and when given the chance. Let's get rid of the weeds to make our flower garden the most beautiful. Yes, it will take time, but surely we will get there to be the most beautiful flower garden in the whole world, because it will be homegrown and owned by both our men and women of our beautiful country, Papua New Guinea.
There are days I feel rage, like this thunder inside me will break the sky open, when my body feels so overcome that I want nothing more than to yell up at the sky and erupt, to release it all. The expectations, the bounce-back body post-second pregnancy, to be able to multitask, to keep a tidy home and to have it together, to somehow run a business, be a mum and keep your affairs in order, and not be close to losing your shit. The disappointment when you gain 30 kilograms during pregnancy, when you couldn't work out during pregnancy because of that damn morning sickness, stepping on the scale to see the number changing ever so slowly, and to feel unheard and sometimes alone. The hurt when things don't work out the way you want them to, or when yet another story of a PNG woman's life is marred by violence and abuse at the hands of PNG men hits social media and the news. The frustrations that come from misunderstandings, not being or feeling listened to, reading all those ignorant comments and rants on social media and realizing you can't speak sense to people who refuse to listen. Somehow having to reckon with the fact that these people won't change their minds or views becomes so overwhelming. The fear of failure, the fear of not being good enough, the fear of putting yourself out there and trying new things or doing different things. The unfairness, knowing the odds are not in your favor because of your gender, your skin color, and your age. The injustice when the perpetrators of the ugly crime of gender-based violence get off lightly, or at the way the system favors those in power and those with money, or those of a certain skin color or background, at the way Black Lives Matters less, that there are injustices around the world that don't even get enough airtime, like West Papua and Yemen. Sometimes it's one of those things, sometimes it's a few of those things together, and every so often, under the perfect conditions, each of these things mount up, and I find myself feeling this rage, like the thunder inside me will break the sky open.